Hari Om everyone. Warm welcome to everyone for the inaugural session of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. So before Swamiji start the session, I would request Mr. Prasadji to have welcome all of us, to have a welcome address. Thank you. Over to Prasad.
Respected Swamiji, pranams to you. Lot of love and respect to you. And Hari Om to all. I said Hari Om to all. Okay. At this point of time, 10:35, approximately there are 8 billion people on this planet. 8 billion people revolving on this planet by 1100 miles per hour. And one question our Rishis asked, what these 8 billion people are seeking? Because constant activity. So two answers came. One is success, one is happiness. There are only two words. Even last verse of Bhagavad Gita says, Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhuti, where there is spiritual intelligence and where there is efficiency in action, there is success, there is happiness. So, we all have heard about definition of happiness from Gurudev, tranquility of mind. Our Vedanta describes goal of our human purpose is Atyantik Dukkha Nivrutti Paramananda Prapti. All of us want happiness. Success, there is a little confusion about, what is success? Who is a successful person? So you can ask yourself whether you are a successful person and a happy person, both. You can ask 1 minute, I am successful or I am happy? Both is our goal. So there are many definitions of success and who is a successful person. In second chapter, Swamiji is going to take Sitapradnya Lakshan. Lakshana characteristics of who is a realized person. So suppose we ask what is the Lakshana of a successful person? There are many definitions. What I personally like, I will share. Who is a successful person? A person who takes right decision at right time. The third parameter is very important. Most of the time. You can think over because I have been thinking about this for the last 10 years. A successful person is a person who takes right decision at right time, most of the time. Not once in 30 years back I got married or not married and then that is deciding my success. No. So the parameter of success comes at decision making. Decision making is the main quality in our life. What decisions, what we take every moment, what to eat, how to sit, how to talk. These are all important decisions because that is what question Arjuna asks. Kim Bhasha, Kim Prabhashita, how he sits, how he talks. So that is very important, how you talk, how we sit, what we eat. And suppose I was thinking, because it's a Bhagavad Gita course, according to me, one of the angles to look at Bhagavad Gita is it's a decision-making process where Arjuna changed his decision from Shoka Samvigna Manasa, last word of first chapter. In Gurudev's word, Sanjay describes Arjuna, a person who is physically exhausted, emotionally drained and intellectually confused. 18th chapter, Nashto Moha Smritir Labdha. Then he says that now my confusion is over and I am ready to take a decision as per your guidance. So I think decision making is extremely important and I think I congratulate all of you before I welcome you that we all have taken a decision to attend in person and also those people who are attending online. So I would invite all of you to raise your right hand first. Can you all raise? Some people are still wondering, I am raising or no. And please congratulate yourself. No, don't laugh. Please congratulate because it's important. I'll tell you why. I think some people have not congratulated that you have taken a decision of coming here because some people are still wondering, why am I here? Because you're called by somebody. Or what is going to happen in Bhagavad Gita. But as Gurudev describes Bhagavad Gita as a manual of a self-unfoldment, it's a manual which is going to give us a lot of information about success and happiness. And why I told you to congratulate, because we all know who are working in the background. At this point of time in life, there are 21.6 million people in Mumbai. That is 2.16 crores. We have put several banners, several flyers, several calls, several posters, but there are 70 people who have taken a decision to attend. So I think one clap to all of you, that out of 2.16 crore, 70 people have taken a decision that I want to listen to Bhagavad Gita. And now Bhagavad Gita is a manual of life where Swamiji will unfold the roadmap for success and happiness. So with that, I welcome all of you wholeheartedly. And my invitation to all people who are sitting here and online is that as there are only two things people are seeking success and happiness, from next session, please do not come alone. If you see that Coca-Cola ad, which is very famous, I'm not propagating Coca-Cola, but success and happiness enhances and spreads when we share. People think that if I seek happiness, I will become more happy. No, actually happiness enhances when I share more happiness. So I'm inviting all of you. There are 70 people here, 70 sadhaks. Next class, we must have 140. At least one person we must get. Are you all ready? Hari Om. One person next time, so that it will become 140 and 140 people, as Lord Krishna says in the 18th chapter, that who is the dearest person to him out of 8 billion people. You know, we all love God, we know, but whether God loves us, that is a question mark to us. God says, I love you, I will love you. I love the most dearest person to me is a person who spreads my knowledge. And then you will see how Swamiji will elaborate that verse, that who is the dearest to God. So I'm inviting all of you and welcoming all of you for this unique road for success and happiness through Bhagavad Gita, through 3 chapters and Mundaka Upanishad in between, chapter number 2, chapter 15 and chapter 18. Thank you very much. Thank you, Swamiji, for this opportunity.
We will start. Right. But before I start the session, just increase the volume a little. Is it audible for everyone? Yeah. Maybe slightly you can. That's perfect. That's perfect. Are you all sitting in a place where you can see me comfortably without straining your necks? Just ensure that. That's very important. And I should also be able to see you. Because when I see you, then I understand how much you are able to follow, and if I need to say something more, explain more. Okay? How many of we have been part of the Atma Bodha, which just concluded? That's almost all of you. Okay. How many of you are coming new for Gita chapter 2? Yeah, there are. Okay. Special welcome to all those newcomers. This is a very great opportunity for you to have a vision into the highest knowledge, which is for everyone. It's not that highest knowledge is for the most highest people. Highest knowledge is for everyone. Whoever wants to live a life of fulfillment, whoever thinks that there is something more in life which I have not understood, whoever has this feeling that this human life is a great opportunity and I can bless myself by the wisdom of the saints and the rishis, and I can benefit from the time-tested knowledge and make my life a life that is happy, fulfilled, what you call success. Happy and fulfilled is success. So happy, fulfilled, successful, and you feel that you can be a positive person in the happiness for others also. Happiness is truly happiness when it can be shared. So welcome to all of you. I also give my special welcome to those who are joined online. Whether it is online or whether it is on-site, the rules for studying are the same. And that is, give your full attention. number one. And when you are in the class, please note down the points what you think are important for you. Then when you go back home, reflect on it. And since the session is also recorded, it is also available for you in your dashboard. Those of you who are on site here, you will have the audio recording. Those of them who are online, they will have the video recording. That's the only difference, but recording is going to be there for all of you. So the portion where you think you need to re-listen, you should re-listen. Okay? And then you all have the commentary. You should be having in your hand the commentary of Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji. The book you should have in your hand. So as the chanting goes on, you also will repeat. And then when you go back home, you do these things. First, go through the notes that you have taken, number one. Go through the commentary which is there, the book which is there, number two. And number three, listen to the portion wherever you think that you wanted to re-listen. And that way, you feel strong and comfortable when you come to the next session. Here you also have the advantage of a study group here being, a discussion being there, conducted by Prasad ji, who was just here, who just gave the welcome address to all of us. So that you can also join. That will also help you very much in digesting what you are hearing. Atmabodha is a text which would have given to those who are here a very good understanding of the self-knowledge. Okay? Now we enter into the Bhagavad Gita. Now the syllabus is thus: first you have the Atmabodha, then you have Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, then you have Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, then you have Mundaka Upanishad, and then you have Bhagavad Gita chapter 18. And the whole course will help you gain the essential knowledge of Vedanta for your life. Essential, because knowledge is very vast. But suppose you want to gain the essentials and apply in your life, this course will give you the ability. Suppose you have not done Atmabodha and you feel that you should also do the Atmabodha, you can do it. Just register for the course and then you can do it. Because the recordings are all there at any point of time for you to do the course. You will also find it advantageous after you listen to the lecture, after you do your studies of the book and all those things, then there is also a multiple choice questionnaire for you, which is of course optional, but you should not consider it as optional. Because as you do that questionnaire, you will understand how much you understood and where you have to pay attention for more understanding. And then, suppose you are coming for a group discussion here, then you can also discuss in the group that this answer, I got it wrong. What was wrong? I thought it was right, but it is wrong. But why it is wrong? So that way your understanding also will grow. You are here because you wanted to be here. Right? You are here because you wanted to be here. Now you put the best attention to gain the best what you can gain from here. Okay? There is something which so in our Shastras we say, Acharyat padam adatte. From the teacher you can gain 1 quarter. Acharyat padam adatte. Padas sishyasva medaya. 1 more quarter the student can get by his own thinking and reflection. 2nd quarter. Padam sa brahmacharibhyaha. And 1 more quarter as you interact with your fellow students. That's why the group discussion is there. Padam kalakramenacha. And 1 more quarter as you live your life. Kalakramenacha. As you live your life and apply the teaching, then you will get 1 more quarter. So all these 4 quarters you have to pay attention. What is the first quarter? From the teacher. 2nd quarter, your reflection. 3rd quarter, discussion with the fellow students. 4th quarter, as you live and apply the knowledge in your life. Okay? So before we start, we all invoke the grace of the Lord. You pray to the Lord to bless you. Pray to Lord Krishna to bless you with that knowledge. Pray to the Guru Tattva embodied in Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji. Or if you have a Guru whom you worship and whom you are devoted to, invoke the grace of that Guru Tattva also. And we invoke the grace of Mother Bhagavad Gita, and then let us start. Now we'll start with a prayer. This prayer we will be chanting at the beginning of every class, okay? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Puranana Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Iratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam. Before we begin the Gita chapter 2, we are going to study 9 verses which are collectively called the Gita Dhyanam. The word Dhyanam means contemplation. The word Dhyanam means meditation. The word Dhyanam here refers to bringing the Bhagavad Gita, bringing the Lord, bringing the teacher, bringing the student into our hearts, and offering our salutations to all of them, expressing our gratitude to all of them, worship to all of them, and then we enter into the text proper. So Dhyanam, the Gita Dhyanam, is to make us ready for gaining the knowledge. So we are going to start with the Gita Dhyanam. And as we study the Gita Dhyanam, you will get a good understanding of what the text Bhagavad Gita is, what it contains, who is the teacher, who is the author, who are you with respect to the Bhagavad Gita. So all the questions what you want to know about the Bhagavad Gita, how many chapters it contains, what way it was taught, what is the glory of that knowledge. So you get an entire idea of the glory of the Bhagavad Gita, the various information you require with respect to the Bhagavad Gita, all those things collectively you get, and you become inspired, and you get charged, and you become ready for the study of the Bhagavad Gita. So Gita Dhyanam is contemplation on the Gita, making one ready for the Bhagavad Gita. That is the Gita Dhyanam. Okay? So we will start now. This first verse I will chant. Here you have Brahmacharni Sahana. So she will also be assisting me and she will be chanting the verses and then you can repeat. But first verse, let me start. Om Parthaya Pratibodhita Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Together. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. These 9 verses, the Gita Dhyana, tradition considers that they are written by Sri Madhusudana Saraswati. It's a great teacher of Advaita and a great Bhakti Acharya also. He is a combination of knowledge and devotion. So these verses composed by him, traditionally before the study of the Bhagavad Gita, every student, every teacher, they study, and you also will be, after you study, as you study, every session you will be chanting it. Before I come, you will finish the chanting of it. Okay? And then we'll start the class. That's how it is. Om. Om is a symbol of the divine. Om is the name of the divine. Om. Om is a pranava. The word pranava, tasya vachakaha pranavaha. The Supreme Lord, the name for him is Om. You may wonder why the name should be Om. Because Om, in that 3 syllables, A, U, Ma, these 3 syllables become Om. In these 3 syllables, every word possible can be contained in this. And every word, every name, is for every object. So in Om, you are holding every name, you are holding every object. So in Om, you are capturing the entirety of the cosmos. And in capturing the entirety of the cosmos, you have in Om captured the entire manifestation of the Lord. So the word Om captures the whole manifestation of the Lord. See, the Lord is the whole universe. So the whole universe you are getting in Om. So I say tree, that is one word. Then I say shrub, that is one word. I say grass, that is one word. I say bird, that is one word. Now if there is one word which can get all the words together, that is Om. Mountains, everything is captured in that Om. So Om is one word for all names. And all names are for all objects. And in the background of that Om is a silence. Before the Om, there is silence. And after you complete the Om, there is a silence. And in the background of that Om also there is a silence. Like how in the notebook, suppose you are writing. Where you are writing, there is that black ink or blue ink. Before is also that white paper. Afterwards also is a white paper. And wherever you have written also in the background is a white paper. Is it not? So in the background of Om is also silence. That silence represents that Lord which is beyond all manifestations. So Om is for both the manifested form of the Lord and the unmanifest aspect of the Lord, which is called Brahman, Atman. That refers to that unmanifest. And that same unmanifest Lord Brahman, when he manifests as this entire world, that Brahman is called Ishvara. Okay? So Om represents the entirety of the Lord. So that Om is nothing but invoking that Lord in what we are doing. Om. Okay, that is Lord. Parthaya Pratibodhita. To whom was the Bhagavad Gita taught? Parthaya, to Arjuna. Arjuna is called Partha. Partha is called Partha because he is a son of Pritha. Pritha is a name for Kunti. That's why he is called Partha. Kunti's son. Pritha's son. So calling Arjuna with respect to his mother. Like how Krishna also can be called Yashoda Nandana, Devaki Putra. We say, is it not? Like that, calling Arjuna with respect to his mother is Partha. Okay? His mother was so great. His mother was so virtuous, so noble, such a great devotee of the Lord. I don't think anyone can have as much courage as she had. She was one devotee who said to Lord Sri Krishna, "Oh Lord, give me more problems, so that I am able to remember you easily. Because in the remembrance of you, where is the problem? But somehow these problems are helping me, O Lord. Because in problems I remember you more dearly, more closely." So she was one devotee who said to Lord Sri Krishna, "Vipada Santu Shashvat." She did not even say, "Give me more problems." She said, "Give me always problems." And she was the one who went through many problems. When she was young, at that time her husband died. From that time onwards, all the children, how much they suffered. She was one person who went through sufferings galore. Her whole life was a problem. And she had the courage to tell Sri Krishna, "Oh Lord, give me problems forever." I don't think any one of us can have that courage what she has. Parthaya, to such son of such a mighty, such a devout, such a glorious, noble mother. Parthaya, to such a person. Pratibodhitam, this knowledge was given. How was it given? Pratibodhitam. It was not like Arjuna was, okay, you speak. It's a lecture going on. It's not like that it was. You're all listening to a lecture, right? It is not like that. Arjuna had every opportunity to stop Bhagavan Shri Krishna. I didn't understand that. Can you tell me that again? This is not clear. It doesn't sound logical. Can you explain that? I have a doubt. Stop. I have a doubt. You're telling control the mind. Mind is impossible to be controlled. And Bhagavan's answer. So that Pratibodhitam, to every question Arjuna asked, Bhagavan Shri Krishna replied. Meaning it was not a one-way format. It was a two-way interaction. And this two-way interaction is called samvada. that pratibodhitam. This teaching was given to that great son of Pratha, Kunti, and he was a very intelligent, very forward-looking, very modern thinking. He was a person who never took anything just because it was said from a high pulpit. He was a person who had his intelligence, who thought, he questioned, who very critically examined everything which was given and accepted it. And once he has accepted it, he had the courage, the daring to live that understanding in his life. Parthaya pratibodhita. And who taught to this Partha? Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. None other than the Lord himself taught to Arjuna. That fortune is it's an unimaginable fortune. And to Bhagavan and to Arjuna, Partha, Bhagavan Shri Krishna was a charioteer. He was a driver. He drove his chariot. And he was his friend. And Arjuna was the one who chose the Lord above everything. When both Arjuna as well as Duryodhana went to seek Bhagavan Shri Krishna's help, because Bhagavan's army, Narayana Sena, the most powerful army of the times. And Shri Krishna had said, look, I'm not going to fight. Without fighting, whatever assistance you want, you can take. See, at one, I have two options. Option one, either me without fighting. I'm not going to lift a single arm. One arm I'm not going to lift. Or you can have my army. You can choose whatever you want. And Arjuna was being the youngest, and Duryodhana, the youngest, was given the first opportunity to ask. Arjuna said, Bhagavan, I want you. Duryodhana thought, aha, what a foolish fellow. The whole army I got now. So to Partha, who had chosen the Lord, who was also his friend, they were almost the same age. And that is why, and what is that Bhagavan Shri Krishna can do without lifting an arm? Charity. But to have Bhagavan as a charioteer of one's life, what a fortune. Narayanena Swayam. And that Narayana himself taught him. Why? Why did he have to teach him? Because Arjuna got confused. Arjuna got deluded. It is not that Arjuna got deluded. The beauty was that Arjuna got deluded and he got rid of his delusion. We are deluded forever. We all think Arjuna got deluded. And what about us? We are where we are. To the deluded Arjuna, Shri Krishna taught. What about you, my dear? What about you and me? What is delusion, you know? Delusion is nothing but looking at situations in life from the standpoint of I and my. That's called delusion. That is a delusion which Arjuna had. And I don't think we are exceptions to that. Looking at situations in life from the standpoint of I and my. That's called delusion. My child can never do anything wrong. Why? My child. Delusion. Delusion is when we lose our objectivity, when we are clouded by attachments. And Arjuna, being a soldier, not just a soldier, was a mighty warrior, a leader, kind of general. Even though he was not technically general in the Pandava army, Arjuna was a mighty force to reckon with. He was leading such a huge, large battalion under his command. And he says, I cannot fight. Why? Oh, my grandfather is the other side. How can I? You're a soldier. You can't look at these kind of personal angles when you are called to the line of duty. And there he saw his own family members, other side, arrayed against him. And he, the powerful warrior, suddenly he got deluded. He said, I cannot fight this battle. And then when he gave up his arms, crumbled under the weight of his own attachments, veiled by a very strong cloud of I and my, and then lost his perspective of life because of his attachments. And then when he says that, oh Lord, I don't know what is the right thing to do now. Dharma sammuda chetaha. And then he surrenders. And he gives his own arguments why he is not going to fight. The whole first chapter is that only. We're not going to read the first chapter. You can read for yourself the verses. It's not difficult. You can understand it. Then when Arjuna says that, I can't do this. I don't feel the energy. I feel physically shattered. Emotionally lost. And intellectually not able to think rightly. At that situation, when there was a total breakup of Arjuna's personality, the mighty, strong, powerful Arjuna, the most well-learned, wise, intelligent Arjuna, the one who was a source of inspiration for the generation, that Arjuna, when he lost his capacities, not because he did not have any capacity, he was he was a person of great ability. Not that he did not know, he had a lot of knowledge. He studied in the best university of those times, especially for the most privileged. He studied in such a university of Dronacharya's Institute of University. He studied everything. But such Arjuna, well-learned, all capacity, highly intelligent, very noble. Such Arjuna, when he collapsed under the weight of his own delusions, Bhagavan Shri Krishna came to his help. Bhagavan Shri Krishna did not come to his help because Arjuna needed. Bhagavan Shri Krishna came to his help because Arjuna said, I need your help. When a person asks for help, and when Arjuna asks for Lord Krishna's help, and he says, now I can't think myself clearly. Situation is like this. Bhagavan, you are my dear friend. Can you please help me? And that is when Bhagavan Narayana, who is Sri Krishna? Sri Krishna is the Lord himself. Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. So here, Arjuna is not that Arjuna whose story we are listening and studying. Arjuna is me, because I also have the I and the my. And how am I that Arjuna? Because I also seek that knowledge. Everybody is not Arjuna. Everybody, even though have got I and my and have got... Because what is I? I is when you identify yourself with this body, your mind, your intellect, then you become a I. Then those related to this body, this mind, these senses, they have become my. And then I have a fondness for I and my. And everyone else, I have this is all I and this is my and this is others. I have the vision of duality, where the truth is one eternal, non-dual, reality is the truth. But now I am stuck in divisiveness. My thinking is in the divisive plane. Everyone, therefore, is Arjuna. But everyone does not become an Arjuna because they are ignorant. He is an Arjuna who recognizes her ignorance and feels the need for a greater knowledge and finds a guru and seeks that knowledge. Such a person is an Arjuna. If you have this feeling about yourself, then you are Arjuna. Do you recognize that you are not that wise as you think you are? Do you feel that challenges of life sometimes exact from you the highest capacity, and yet even using your highest capacity, you are not able to solve all problems that come to your life? Do you perceive that there is a greater wisdom which you have to gain? Are you willing to be open in your mind and gain that knowledge? And once you have understood and accepted and seen the beauty and brilliance of that knowledge, are you having that courage to live up to that knowledge and say, I will live this knowledge exactly to what I have understood? Then you and I also become Arjuna. So first, we have to invoke Arjuna in us. And then Lord Krishna will naturally come. Become an Arjuna for Sri Krishna to manifest. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayanena swayam. And that brilliant discussion between the Lord and the man, between a human and the one who is the supreme. That discussion between the highest and man, the supreme and man. That discussion which happened in the Mahabharata war, that was compiled and it was presented in a versified form. By whom? Vyasena gratitam purana munina madhye mahabharatam. That teaching was compiled by none other than that great saint, that great rishi, the great sage of yore, remembered with reverence as Sri Vyasa, because he compiled all the 4 Vedas. The one Veda he compiled into 4. That Veda which was spread around the length and breadth of the land, he got them all together. And he was the first person to present that entire literature, that entire Veda in the form of 4 Vedas. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva, Veda. And not only did he do that, he ensured that this knowledge, Veda is knowledge. It is a whole knowledge. And that knowledge he ensured that it comes to our times also. Because he enabled such institutions whereby knowledge moves from the Guru to the Shishya, the Guru to the Shishya, the Guru to the Shishya, and then moves through a parampara. So Veda Vyasa did this momentous work for all of us by making Veda available even for us. If today we are studying the Upanishads, it's because of Veda Vyasa. And not only did he do that, he compiled the wisdom of the ages in the form of the Puranas to give greater understanding to that, not just knowledge which is available just for a few people sitting at the levels of the highest society, but even to a common man, where that very same knowledge is available in the form of stories. Through stories, the highest wisdom is transferred, and everyone's life is transformed. He was a person of great vision. Purana Munina, that Muni, that reflective sage of the Puranas. And that Vyasa, he was a person who got that knowledge and did not allow it to dissipate just there. If today we are able to study the Bhagavad Gita, thanks to Bhagavan Veda Vyasa, what did he do? He got this knowledge and enshrined it in the middle, Madhye Mahabharatam. That Mahabharata which he wrote, in the middle, in the Bhishma Parva, you find the Mahabharata enshrined there. So don't think that Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Arjuna spoke in the form of verses. Okay? It was not verses going on there. You don't talk in the form of verses. Do you talk in the form of verses to anyone? Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi vashneya baladiva niyojitaha. Do you think Arjuna is asking his question in the form of a verse like this? And then Bhagavan, Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairinam. Do you think Krishna gave him the answer? No. Not in the form of shlokas. The same ideas, the same thoughts. But what did Veda Vyasa do? He ensured that knowledge is presented to all of us even today in the manner Bhagavan Shri Krishna presented those thoughts. In the manner Arjuna asked the question. With no dilution whatsoever. And no exaggeration whatsoever. As an honest historian. As a true person who could get what it is. Bhagavan Veda Vyasa presented to us in the way it happened. Mahabharata. Mahabharata is a itihasa. The word itihasa means itiha asa. In this way it happened. In the itihasa, he presented that. Not giving a story to it. In a story form, that was a Purana. Exact knowledge as it is, Veda. The story form, Purana. Itihasa as it is. So in Mahabharata, where the knowledge, what happened is presented as it is, he has presented the Bhagavad Gita. Alright, so who was a student? We saw. Who was a teacher? We saw. And who is the author? We saw. Now, what is the content of this Bhagavad Gita? Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati. Advaita Amrita Varshini. Varsha means what? Varsha is Mumbai rain. Varsha. Now recently it seems the Sahara has flooded with waters. You must have. Good or bad, I have no idea. Varshini. Varsha is what? A shower. An uncontained, tumultuous shower from the skies. Raining upon all. A shower does not discriminate. For whom? Shower is for all. Advaitamrita Varshini. It is a shower of nectar. Amrita. And what is that? It is that supreme knowledge of Advaita. And what is Advaita? Advaita means no two, no dual, non-dual Advaita. Today in ignorance, I think I am different from you. You think you are different from me. We both think we are different from this person. But really speaking, it is a one life which pulsates in all of us. It's a one truth. It's a one Lord who is manifesting. A wave may look different from a bubble, but both the wave and the bubble is water. Each one of us may be looking different from each other with respect to our body, our mind, our senses. But inside we are all the one cell. Ekam eva advitiyam. This supreme wisdom of non-duality, which can break the I and the my, which can expand our vision, which can make us see the whole life from a different perspective, which can help us transcend ourselves from this individualistic standpoint of view in which we are so much stuck up now, that which is the Varsha of Advaita. And you cannot get but, when that Varsha is there, you cannot but allow the Varsha to fall on you. Whether you want or not, you will be fully drenched. Because that is Varsha. Advaitamrita Varshini. So that Varsha is going to come on you. Are you ready for that Varsha? So that Advaita is going to fall, descend upon you, pour upon you. Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati. That's a divine. The Lord's divine teachings are going to bless our lives. And how is this divine teaching structured? Ashtadasha Adhyayini. It's a well-structured composition. Ashtadasha. Ashtadasha. Ashta is 8, Dasha is 10. 8, 10, 18. 18 chapters. Adhyayini. Meaning, the knowledge is so structured and built. It's not just haphazard here, there, everywhere. It's a structured presentation. It's a methodical presentation. It's a chapter-wise. It takes you. And we are going to be blessed to see 3 important chapters. Chapter 2. The summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita in prospect. Chapter 18. Summary of the Bhagavad Gita in retrospect. Bhagavan Shri Krishna gives summary in the 2nd chapter. Prospect. Gita is going to come. He's going to give the summary, 2nd chapter. We're going to study that. Then at the end of the course, we'll be studying the 18th chapter, which is a summary in retrospect. And in the middle comes the Gita chapter 15, which is the summary of the entire Veda according to Bhagavan Shri Krishna himself. Iti guhyatamam shastram. He himself will say that. So, the entire knowledge is presented in the form of the 18 waves of knowledge, 18 chapters enshrining the entire wisdom of the Veda. Be it the Karma Kanda, the Upasana Kanda, the Jnana Kanda. The entire Veda is summarized as a Bhagavad Gita. So this is what the Bhagavad Gita is. Now you see what all has been said. Who is a student? Parthaya Pratibodhitam. Who is a teacher? Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. Who is the author? Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina. Where is the text found? Madhye Mahabharatam. What does it contain? Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati. What is the structure of the text? Ashtadasha Adhyayini. Can you find an introduction like this? And how is the Bhagavad Gita? To me, how is the Bhagavad Gita? Amba, O Mother. Mother is where we receive the most unconditional love possible. You will never get a love like the mother. Never. Not possible. Unconditional love is mother. And every mother knows how unconditionally she loves her child. Only a mother knows. Only a child knows. Right? That Amba, that mother to whom you can confide your deepest secrets, your worst fears, your most difficult situations, most embarrassing moments. Amba Tvam. And in all of them, the mother finds the way to help you, to assist you. And that is how I see the Bhagavad Gita. She is a mother. The mother of wisdom. We just completed the Navaratri with Vijayadashmi. It is said Vijayadashmi, we should start something new you want to study, you start. By Mother's grace, we are starting also. Just Vijayadashmi is concluded, we are starting the Bhagavad Gita. Amba Tvam Anusandadhami. This is the promise I give to Bhagavad Gita. O Mother, Anusandadhami. Anusandadhami means what? Again and again I reflect. Don't study the Bhagavad Gita just as some divine knowledge given to you. No, it is divine knowledge which you have to reflect upon to make it your own. Bhagavad Gita is not just for keeping in the altar and doing some puja on Vijayadashmi day. Om Natatra Suryo Bhati and put some flowers. No. Anusaddadami. I deeply reflect upon you. Hey Bhagavad Gita. And what do I seek from you? What is the result? Bhavadveshini. Put an end to bhava. Bhagavad Gita is that which does not tolerate bhava. Bhava is what? Bhava is samsara. Bhava is the incessant ups and downs that you experience in your life, giving you no peace, no ease. That continuous suffering, joy and sorrow, the turmoil of life. Bhagavad Gita, my mother, she hates the turmoil in my life. And she will put an end to that sorrow. She will put an end to samsara. She will put an end to that realm of birth and death and incessant sorrow. She will grant me the wisdom of self-knowledge and liberate me from the realm of the individuality in which I am so entombed, from which I find no solution. Okay? So how should one study the Bhagavad Gita? Amba tvam anusandadami. With the mother, you don't have any hesitation. So all your difficulties you share with the mother, and the mother can help you. Amba tvam anusandadami. And what she tells you, reflect upon it deeply. That's the promise you are giving to Bhagavad Gita as you start the study. Anusandadami. Bhagavad Gita, and what will she give for you? Bhavadveshini. She'll put an end to your samsara. So in one verse, this is called as dhyana. Now you see why it is called dhyana? It contains everything. Let us read this verse now, one time. Now you can read Sahana, you can read it. And then we'll conclude it for the session.
Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam
Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayini Amba tvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita bhavadveshini.
So before we conclude, Swamiji, Swamiji has mentioned to you regarding the assessment. Even though it is optional, I would request you for our own benefit to attempt for the exams.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.